Hi and welcome to the Communication Leadership Team Training, and today we are talking about the Unstoppable training. And really, and we are going to look a little bit in the logistics of this training, how this works. Well, first of all, the Unstoppable training is really, the idea is that you overcome fear of rejection. And at the second time, you are training yourself in listening to other people and also marketing and selling something, which are 2 and 3, 4 very, very valuable skills. You can use them for like everything. You are looking for a partner in life, you just go there to ask people who might be attractive to you. It's one of the things. And of course, you can if you start your own company, finding clients, finding out what people really need and want, you can survey people. So asking people something is really a really good idea. So, and we are doing this in a setting which is, we are going out in a place where they are strangers. So we don't ask our friends, we just go to people, and you can achieve this anywhere. So now let's look at the logistics. We want to be in a place where there are people. Yeah, so human beings. It can be a shopping mall. That can be like the city center of your city. It can be a lively street or a lively area, because imagine you're in London. There's not one city center. You can basically do this anywhere. You just need some people on the street. And we just want to have the people a little bit moving around, because you start a conversation, yeah, and you don't want to start the conversation immediately with a person standing next to this. You can, but it might be a little bit weird, because you don't have this effect that you come as a surprise. I did this in a train, and it was a little bit weird. You go from one place to the other, and then they always listen to what other people said, and you get the results similar from what there was. So you obviously can try whatever you want, but the suggestion is, go to a place where there are just people around, and also maybe in the area where there is a train station or a bus stop, where there are people also stopping. So if this place is just where people are rushing, in the airport, in this area where they're just rushing to a place, not so good. You want to have the possibility to see people who are maybe in a relaxed state, walking slowly. It can be one person. That's where usually you want to start. Then when you get better, you can ask 2 people, 3, 4, even groups bigger than 6, not so good, 4 is really practical maximum, because, you want to engage them all at the same time. And sometimes you have this thing that there's a leader, and if this leader is going to reject, all the other people are going to reject. And so you want to engage them as a whole. So you can try this out, but hey, we want to go for, in the beginning, just a single person. So you just look like a single person, and not like a person who's running around and making, just they should be sort of relaxed, maybe walking slowly, something like this, or a group of 2 people. So that's where you want to be, in an area where there are human beings. That's can be even there's maybe a shopping center, there's maybe a supermarket, people go out in. So that's an area. So other logistics. You want to have your smartphone actually, which is this, which I can't show you right now. But on the smartphone, you should have at least 2 pages open. Yeah? One is a page, the way we are doing it, we're using reduceco2now.com. So you want to have this web page open. Yeah? Okay, and there on the web page, there's all kinds of these QR codes on this web page. Yeah? So you want to have this open. There's also another thing. What we have is called Linktree. Yeah. So Linktree, you also want to have this page open somewhere in the browser of your phone, because Linktree is there's all the links what we have, and they are constantly updated. So there's in different languages and all kinds of things. So there's quite a lot of links there, and you want to have this open, and there's also a QR code to go to that thing. And so you want to have the Linktree open, and you want to have the website open. And because one important thing is, you will ask questions, and the questions are for reduceco2now.com. So you should be a supporter of this. How do you become a supporter of this? Like go to the link tree or to the page, or like find any of our channels like on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, yeah? And follow them. You know, become a follower. That's like really good that you like go. If you should have like TikTok on your phone. Just install TikTok. You have one. Make yourself an account and then follow all the Reduce CO2 Now channels of us on TikTok. You know, you just don't need to follow anybody else, just like these, because if people are asking you, then you can open your TikTok and show all the channels, how they are named. You know? Same with Instagram, you know, like follow all the Instagram channels. But YouTube and as well, you know, so you just want to follow some of these channels that you can say, yes, I support this as well by doing so, you know, just to have, you want to do this authentically, you know, authentically. You want to ask a question and say, hey, we are doing a project about climate change and you are already part of this, you know. Again, you are already part of this by asking these questions about the project. Oh, that's for sure. But it would be really weird if you wouldn't be following any of our channels, because that's like the basics of the thing. So to this training, like follow at least 1, 2, 3 channels, like at least the main channel on TikTok, the main channel on Instagram, YouTube, there's Reddit, there's LinkedIn and so on. Right. So you are a follower, and you know, if you could look up your own apps if something goes weird and you don't find the channel. So that's like the basics, you know, follow some of the channels, have like these 2 pages open, the Reduce CO2 Now, CO2now.com page and the Linktree page. Okay, good. And then like I found like it's like a little bit slower and cumbersome if you just do it with your phone. So one of the really good things I developed is this. Is actually 2. It's just like I printed out all these barcodes. Yeah, and so if you have a printer available any place, and then it's like not really a big deal. You just need like 1 page. I have it in here in my phone. It's always with me. So it's like I folded it down so that I have this printed out. Why? You know, if it's sunshine, your phone might not really be working so great. You know, and having it printed out, it's really simple. Sometimes people want to get it from you. You say, no, you can just like scan right now. Some people make a photograph. Okay, let them make a photograph, whatever they want. And, you know, what I do, I've had this really folded down so that I can basically show individual barcodes. Because here it's written, like here's, for example, we have a WhatsApp channel, yeah? Or everybody has WhatsApp. Some people say, I don't have social media. That's probably not true. There's like a way to get you off and then like get you out of your, and then you say, oh, really? You have WhatsApp? Okay, and maybe you just say thank you and go on. But you know, some people really say, no, I deleted TikTok. Why? Because it took so much time off me, or I deleted the social media, I deleted the thing, and I don't have it anymore. Okay, that's fine. You can also then always go for like YouTube and say, do you have YouTube? You probably have a YouTube account, and that works. So you could go for the YouTube. And so they are all marked here, and you can just use them to like link to this. And it's really, it's simpler and faster because, you know, you ask these questions and then people say yes. And of course, you want to make them follow. So the easiest thing right now is actually using the link tree. You know, like there's, I made one of those and make this available as a PDF so that you can print it out. And there's also one QR code for the link tree, because that's like the main thing. You just go there and then the people can click the buttons and go back to it and then go always to their apps and then always follow. And there's like, we have Instagram in Turkish or TikTok in various languages. So they can just then decide and just like, you can make them follow all of them. And that's why having this piece of paper is really good. It makes you, sometimes, it's easier for people to scan it from a paper. So a piece of paper is really good, yeah? In the end, if you just like, you can also make like just the link tree thing and then always scan those, or you do like one of those. Huh? So it's really good to have this piece of paper because it makes your life really simple. So then you need something else, and you need a blank piece of paper and a pen, yeah? So, and a pen which like, you can like, and stow it away. Why this? Because, well, when we are doing we are making this exercise and we are tracking, so how much? Huh? So you are going to have this and you want to track like a no. So for every no, you just make like one of those. So you go somewhere and there's one person saying no. If you approach two people, you want to have like one. And then there's, you can make it like yes. So how many people said actually yes? You can also just say, I make like TikTok, I make like Insta, and YouTube. So, and you can start with this. You just have like 4 different things. You don't really need a yes. You just count. Okay, I had no's. I have how many people were joining TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. For example, it really depends on what's going on in your area. Here in Germany, I found that most people actually have Instagram, so the most hits are on Instagram. TikTok only if it's very young group and really depends. So you're just going to track and always make one mark if somebody was actually like following, and sometimes you just press on their screen or something like this, and then they open this up and you say, press here, follow. Okay, that's really what we want. We want to like have them follow our channels. And you're going to look here how many you did, and like it can be like 2-3 hours when you're doing, and you have like 50 to 80 or so here. And it really depends on how fast you are with your conversations. But you want to have one of those and track your progress, because that's really like in the end, how many people did I ask? How many people said yes? How many people said no? How many followed on which channel, which is like the most important ones for you, because like imagine you have like only TikTok and Instagram, then you don't need all this the QR codes. You just need those, for example, and have the other ones in your pocket. So it's interesting for you. In some areas, like maybe Snapchat is much bigger or whatever, And of course, we have also Facebook, Reddit, X. We have like all kinds of social networks. So this is like really the logistics of the whole thing. And you want to track this. Now, how are we actually doing this? Well, 2 most important things. We are going to when we do this training together, we are going to come together in Zoom and we are briefing us. We are like, first of all, we are letting go of all the stuff which is going on and become present to what we are going to do now. And then we are like creating what is going to be our mood setting for today. Hey, for example, freedom and ease and fun. Fun should be there because you really want to enjoy this. You're learning something, you're growing in your capacity. Imagine that, like I say, if you do this like 10 times, it's not so weird anymore. You do this 100 times, you start losing your fear of rejection. You do this 1,000 times, you're in a really good way. You have done this 10,000 times. There's some mastery getting evolved now, and you can like talk to anybody, any place, and so on. But the learning curve is like really steep in the beginning. So doing this 100 times on a day, hey, it's going to kick your fear of rejection really, really hard. So we're going to do this. We are going to come together, talk in a Zoom, just do these 2 things, like let go of what we have, like get all the other stuff away, create like what our mood is. We decide this on the spot, because not Thomas is deciding what is, the team is deciding how we try this out. And then we go. And we might be keeping it on the Zoom and like I can like do it and show it to you, but maybe it's going to be in German because I'm probably doing it in Germany, or I'm trying it in English out, but then you will just listen how this is done. And then of course there is a possibility when you met somebody, some people were nice to you and they were following and they say, yeah, it's a really cool thing. You can also make a selfie with your telephone. That's why you should have a telephone with you, to make a selfie with them. And you can like post it on the social media they have and use their handles, to link them and say, yeah, great. And of course you can say, hey, make a photo of me and put it on your, So, and then they are like, and link our organization on the channel, that there's something happening. So that's like one of the things you can do as well. You can also make like, can I make a video together? Yeah, let's smile. And then we can upload this as well and put it on the social media. Or you can use it for your social media and like show what you are doing. And always like use these handles to connect it to reduceco2now.com, of course. And that's a cool thing. And then like we regularly, like maybe after half an hour, so you're going on and you're doing this and you're going to, in the first, maybe go back to the Zoom and like see is anybody there. And like after half an hour, we're going to meet. We are going to tell this in the Zoom, like after which time we're going to meet again in the Zoom and then just like listen to what everybody is experiencing. And then like say, okay, if anybody has a problem, try something out, give some tips and go on again, and then again, and then we do it how long we want to do it, maybe like two hours or maybe 3, really depends on also of the weather, if you have really nice weather, you maybe want to do it longer, and then of course you are free to do as long as you want, and then show our results in the end, like take our cards out and see how many did you talk, how many photos did you make, and all these kind of things. Did you have fun? Did you learn anything? That's like really how we're going to do this. So remember, you only have to be in a populated place. The best thing you need to, it's a good idea really to follow some of our Reduce CO2 Now channels. Have the website open, have the link tree open, have this piece of paper, and have a pen and a paper just to track your results. So that's like basically this. How does it actually work? It's like really simple. You just go to a person and say, hey, excuse me, can I ask you a question? And then they say yes, which is good, and then you say, thank you. Say always thank you all the time, and thank you. And then you ask another question. Hey, we are doing this really awesome project about climate change, and we're using social media, to do this. And you can support the project by following it on social media. Do you have something like Instagram, TikTok, and so on? And follow it. And then look at them. And then just see if they say, no, I don't want, then just say again, thank you. You make an offer, give them a choice. And if they say, okay, that's interesting, then you say, hey, here, look, I have the barcodes, scan it. Some people, they want to type it in themselves, so that's why the things are also written in here. They want to type it themselves. Some people, it's just like they don't want to scan the barcode because, I don't know, well, they think it's a scan, whatever. You just tell them the link tree, bring them to the link tree, then they can put on the links. It's like really simple. And then you like have them just follow. And then after, don't note anything down here, like stop the conversation, thank them really so much that they helped, and like say them, hey, you can please share, like, subscribe, and give it to others, and then you go. After you have left them, then you mark, okay, that was yes, so which one did they actually, maybe you make 3, they follow you on TikTok, then you follow on Instagram, and so on. You make all these marks. So that's like basically how it works, really simple. And the idea is to have a lot of fun, and any questions? Put them in the comments. Thank you very much for watching.